History doesn't remember the man who saved every penny. It remembers the man who owned the bank that everyone else was trying to save in. Most people are playing a game of accumulation. The Medici were playing a game of architecture. Strip away the illusions and face the cold reality. Wealth is not a collection of paper and metal. It is a measure of how many people would be in trouble if you stopped existing. The logical solution to wealth is not to work for money, but to make your name the currency that everyone else is forced to trade in. In 15th century Florence, a family of wool merchants didn't just become rich, they became the godfathers of the Renaissance. The Medici family realized that gold is heavy and hard to move, but influence is weightless and infinite. They didn't just fund artists, they funded popes, kings, and scientists, creating a psychological ecosystem where money was the result of their power, never the cause of it. Today, we are deconstructing the Medici strategy for the psychology of wealth. We are going to look at the 4 chapters of mental leverage that turn a merchant mindset into a dynasty mindset. Chapter 1. The diversification of power. The Medici Effect. Cosimo de' Medici understood that wealth in a single silo is a target. If you are just the guy with the gold, someone will eventually come to take it. Cosimo's strategy was to be the man at the intersection of every field: banking, politics, religion, and art. He created a web of dependency where no one could move in Florence without touching a Medici thread. True wealth is being the bridge that everyone has to cross. This is what modern economists call network effects. The more nodes you connect to your name, the more valuable your name becomes. The Medici strategy is the logical solution to market volatility. Don't just invest in assets, invest in access. By being the patron of diverse geniuses, they ensured that even if the bank failed, the church and the state still needed them. In modern terms, this is about antifragility. When you diversify your social and professional connections across entirely different industries, you are no longer vulnerable to a single market crash. If the banking sector collapses, your influence in the arts or technology sustains you. You aren't just building a portfolio. You are building a system that gains from disorder because you are the indispensable link between worlds that don't know how to talk to each other. Chapter 2. The Psychology of Soft Power, Magnificence. Lorenzo de' Medici was called the Magnificent, not because he was the richest, but because of how he spent. While other families hoarded gold in vaults, Lorenzo spent it on public works, sculptures, and libraries. He understood that consumption is a liability, but magnificence is an investment in public loyalty. Spent money disappears. Donated beauty remains as a psychological tax on the soul. In psychology, this is known as the halo effect. Because the Medici were seen as the protectors of beauty and knowledge, people subconsciously assumed they were also honest, capable, and divinely favored. This soft power protected them from coups that would have destroyed any other family. The logical solution to wealth retention is to turn your capital into reputation, which is an asset that cannot be taxed or stolen. This translates to the modern concept of brand equity. When you invest in high-status, public-facing projects that provide value to the community, you are buying insurance against resentment. People don't want to tear down a man who is actively improving the world around them. By associating your wealth with magnificence rather than greed, you bypass the natural human instinct to attack those at the top, ensuring your longevity through social approval. Chapter 3. The Bank of Obligations. The Medici Bank was famous, but their bank of favors was more powerful. Cosimo de' Medici would often help a struggling rival or fund a minor noble's wedding without asking for immediate repayment. He was collecting social debts. When it came time to vote in the Signoria, the government of Florence, those men didn't vote for the Medici because of money. They voted because of duty. A favor is a currency that gains interest faster than any gold coin. This is the reciprocity principle. The human brain is hardwired to feel a deep psychological weight when someone does us a kindness. The Medici used this to rule Florence without ever holding an official title for years. The logical solution to long-term wealth is to be a net creditor of favors. In our world, this is known as relational capital. Money is a finite resource, but the sense of owing someone is a psychological constant that dictates how business actually gets done behind closed doors. By helping others when they are at their lowest point, you are creating a silent army of allies who will feel compelled to assist you when you need it most. Wealth is not just what you have in the bank. It is the collective weight of the favors you have out in the world, waiting to be called in. Chapter 4. The Alchemy of Intellectual Capital. The final chapter of the Medici strategy is the realization that the mind is the only infinite resource. The Medici didn't just hire painters, they lived with them. Lorenzo brought the young Michelangelo into his own home to eat at the family table. He was mining the future of human thought. The Medici were the first venture capitalists of the soul. This is the concept of intellectual capital. They understood that one invention from Galileo or one insight from a Neoplatonic philosopher could shift the entire economy of Europe. The logical solution to wealth creation is to surround yourself with people who think in ways you cannot. Don't just look for employees. Look for multipliers. One genius in your inner circle is worth more than 1,000 workers. The modern term for this is talent density. The Medici understood that you don't grow rich by being the smartest person in the room. You grow rich by owning the room where the smartest people meet. By positioning yourself as the patron of innovation, you gain first access to the ideas that will redefine the future. In the information age, wealth is not about owning the means of production. It is about owning the means of perception and the minds that create them. The final verdict. The Medici family eventually faded, but they left behind a world that was reborn in their image. They didn't leave a pile of gold. They left the Renaissance. The Medici strategy teaches us that wealth is not a number in a bank account. Wealth is the depth of your connections, the strength of your reputation, the volume of favors you are owed, and the quality of the minds you patronize. As the strategist Lorenzo himself once wrote, "What I have given, I still possess." Stop chasing the coin. Start building the network. Turn your capital into magnificence and your knowledge into dynasty. Tell me in the comments, what is one intellectual or social investment you can make this week that has nothing to do with money? I read every one. If the Medici strategy rewired your perspective, consider subscribing. Let's master the laws of power together. Thank you for watching.